Hey guys and gals, what's up? It's Raz here. I haven't done a live solo video in a while because, quite frankly, I felt like it was being lazy with a better camera, with editing and whatnot. But I haven't been able to do a video in a week just because it's been a crazy busy week and there were so many different things that I wanted to talk about. Plus, I thought I was going to be doing a live episode of No Turning Back with my tap partner, Jesse Jamie, this afternoon, but we decided that it was too early to do predictions for Payback, and we're going to be doing that on Friday. So, because that fell through, we're not doing my podcast until Friday, and there were so many different things that I wanted to talk about. I was like, you know what? Instead of just agonizing over when I'm going to fit all these videos in, because it literally seems lately like with the way my schedule currently is that I can only manage about a video a week. Let me just do this video live and get all of these subjects out and then put them in a let's talk episode, and then I can move on to edited videos from there. So I don't really want to do a review. Oh, and by the way, I should mention again, out of practice doing solo live videos, so bear with me here. But I should mention that obviously you're not going to see what's all in this episode and title, because when you're doing live hangouts on air, Google Plus / YouTube doesn't let you put in apostrophes, title, all that stuff. So if you're watching this live and it just says "Let's Talk," don't think that it's something serious. It's another episode of my Let's Talk series, except this time, instead of it just being me just talking to you about whatever is on my mind, it's a hodgepodge of different videos that I wanted to do. So I want to start off by talking about Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, because I did finally get to see this film, and I don't think it's getting a fair shake at all. I think it's a very, very good film for what it is. The two things you got to remember about Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice is, one, it's not based entirely on a comic book storyline, which is what we normally would see from a comic book film. It was an original screenplay adapted for film, meant to be a direct sequel to Superman Man of Steel from a couple years back. Second thing is, because it's an original storyline, they can go with whatever vision they want to go with. They don't have to be locked in to something in particular that they're trying to tell. And that's key for the third and final thing that I think people are forgetting about when it comes to Dawn of Justice, is that because they're not really tied to a particular comic arc, they actually managed to tell a very realistic type of a story in terms of, this is what Batman and Superman would be like in real life if they met up in real life and existed in real life, because there would be repercussions from the damage that Superman caused in Man of Steel. Really, the only criticism I have with this entire film was the fact that I thought it was trying to do a little bit too much in terms of the story that it was trying to tell, instead of focusing entirely on, this is why Bruce Wayne hates Superman and why he's going after Superman as Batman. It turned it into, oh, the world hates Superman and Batman hates Superman and Lex Luthor hates Superman. Like, it couldn't settle on one type of storyline. All the characters in this getting really tongue-tied here. This is the thing I don't like about live videos. You just have to sort of just leave your mumbles and mumbles in. But anyway, the thing I didn't like about it was that it tried to do a little bit too much. All three storylines were great. The Batman hating Superman stuff was great. The way they resolved it with the connection with both of their mothers having the same first name is fantastic. I couldn't have written a better ending for that from that standpoint. The Lex Luthor stuff was great. You know, him resenting his father, him making it clear that he's a younger version of the Luthor that we know, that we're used to from the comics. Jesse Eisenberg was tremendous in the film. Even the stuff with Clark and Lois, while it felt forced at times, it also made sense because that's what a superhero would feel. If he was in love, he would feel like it was getting in the way, or sorry, the person he was in love with rather would feel like they were getting in their way of being able to be an effective superhero. So everything about the film worked. I just felt like it should be 3 different films instead of paced as one film. Because essentially what you're doing when you're doing a movie like this with so many plot points is you're essentially taking 3 major storylines, condensing them into one, and that's where your pacing problems come into play. And the biggest issue that I have, and what I think a lot of people have with this film, is the fact that it's just paced properly. It takes forever to get going, and then once it does, it feels very rushed at the end. And that, I think, is a direct correlation to them not settling on one storyline for the film. So just keep that in mind. And when you watch Dawn of Justice, hopefully when you see the rated R cut that's going to be coming on Blu-ray, watch it a second time and keep in mind that these are very good storylines that they're telling within the film. They just shouldn't have necessarily all been put into one film. And I think the main reason that they were doing that is that they were doing a story arc similar to Flashpoint Paradox in the Flash universe. They were doing the cinematic version of that because obviously Superman's not going to stay dead. Everybody knows that. And the films are going to go forward with Justice League from here. So it all worked. It just didn't work as well as it should have been. So I wouldn't exactly call that a review, but those are my thoughts on Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and why I think people are being way too hard on it. Now, if you didn't know, a photo came out recently of Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa. And she is wearing all green and gold. So people want to know, why do I think Rita Repulsa was dressed like that? Am I excited about seeing Elizabeth Banks play Rita Repulsa? Because I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. You know, where is this going? Well, first of all, again, just like I said about Dawn of Justice, you got to realize that this is a modern telling. So it's a completely rebooted storyline for the characters. It's the characters for a new generation with the Mighty Morphin title in the films. So it's not going to be the Power Rangers we know. It's going to be a lot more, just based on what we've seen from images on set, it's going to be a lot more realistic and a lot more tough and gritty based, not so much silliness. So I never expected Elizabeth Banks as Rita to be dressed like the Rita that we all know and love from the show. So I'm willing to give this benefit of the doubt because I think it's an entirely new vision for who Rita Repulsa actually will be. And I actually really like the way she's dressed in green and gold because I think that either means 2 things. One, they're going to kind of play with canon a little bit and actually turn Rita Repulsa eventually into the Green Ranger herself, a la Andromeda in Power Rangers in Space, or they're actually going to give us the Green Candle storyline and just turn it into Rita Repulsa made the Green Ranger in her own image with the green and gold outfit that she wears, and just have more of a correlation there with why the Green Ranger is evil in the beginning, and really play off her ego and how her and the Green Ranger meld together and all that. So I know that I pretty much, if you watch Black Nerd Comedy, I know I pretty much echoed everything he said, but the people who asked me on my social media want to know my opinion, and that was legitimately my opinion as soon as I saw this photo of what's going to be happening here with this. So I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to see where it goes. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was Bullet Club. How Mighty They Fall have debuted in WB. Gallows and Anderson. They've been teasing a relationship with AJ Styles. Right now, it just depends on how they end up booking Gallows and Anderson. Whether Gallows and Anderson can go on to be full-on faces, or whether they try to keep them heels, because Bullet Clubs are heels. If Bullet Club remains heels, they either have to turn on AJ and align with Roman Reigns in a complete WWE version of Bullet Club twist, or they have to introduce Finn Balor as the leader of the Bullet Club because AJ Styles refused their help. Or maybe AJ Styles is in on this whole thing. Maybe Finn Balor still comes up and debuts with those three guys, AJ, Gallows, and Anderson, and then they eventually lead to an AJ Finn Balor feud down the road. But the point I'm trying to make here is just to be patient because, I have my stylist in my hand and it's clicking around. Sorry about that. I forgot that makes noise when you click it around in your hand or mess around in your hand. But what I was saying was, for the people that are worried about it and don't really know where it's going and say it doesn't make sense, it's not supposed to make sense yet. Give it time to be fleshed out. Don't be all like now when it comes to the Bullet Club and WWE. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I'm not sure what my next episode will be, but look for me to at least have one video a week up. That's my goal. No turning back. Like I said, the next episode of that will be Friday over on Jamie's channel. So be on the lookout for that. And I will talk to you all soon. Thanks to my Patreon sponsor, Bird Odin. Your support is greatly appreciated. Please consider becoming a Patreon sponsor yourself so that I can do more awesome stuff content-wise here on the channel as often as I can do it. Any alternations can go right back into the program. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.